What happens when human intelligence decides to reshape the very face of the Earth? Across the planet, massive structures have emerged to meet urgent needs, while also showcasing humanity's extraordinary creative power. Some projects are born from an ambition to go further than ever before, where humans challenge themselves with visions once thought unimaginable. The relentless advance of science and technology has made it possible to turn ideas once considered impossible into reality, giving rise to structures of unprecedented scale and complexity. Today, we explore the megaprojects once deemed unattainable, where future technology is shaping the modern world. Huajiang Canyon Bridge is built in Guizhou Province, spanning the Huajiang Canyon, one of the deepest and most rugged gorges in southwestern China. This region was long divided by sheer limestone cliffs and a fast-flowing river below, making straight-line road development nearly impossible. The bridge is designed as a suspension bridge, with its deck positioned more than 1,969 feet above the canyon floor, placing it among the highest bridges ever built by humanity. Its total length exceeds 4,493 feet, with a main span stretched across a vast void where strong winds and air pressure change constantly with elevation. During construction, engineers had to employ cable systems, unmanned aerial devices, and high-precision surveying technologies to install each component without any support points beneath. The bridge foundations were drilled deep into bedrock, ensuring long-term load-bearing capacity in a region prone to seismic activity. Standing at the center of the deck, the canyon opens below like an immense emptiness, where rock, wind, and depth dominate the field of vision. The roadway extends forward, while the ground beneath no longer seems to provide orientation. When cities reach the limits of saturation, the question is no longer where to expand, but what spaces remain unused. In Wuhan, amid intertwined rivers and dense urban fabric, the answer appears in the air. Wuhan Sky Rail glides gently above rooftops and traffic below, transforming the once empty sky into a new transportation layer of the city. The suspended monorail system runs more than 33 feet above ground, weaving through rivers and residential areas without tearing apart the existing urban structure. Instead of digging deep or conducting large-scale clearance, engineers chose a modular structure with a minimal number of pillars, enabling rapid construction and minimizing disruption to the daily lives of millions of residents. Wuhan's SkyRail is not merely a means of transportation. It is an experiment in three-dimensional mobility, where technology, geography, and urban vision converge to redefine how people move within the megacities of the 21st century. Turning Torso twists into a 190-meter architectural landmark, marking the world's first twisting tower when completed. Unveiled in 2005 and based on Santiago Calatrava's sculpture, Twisting Human Form, the structure ushered Nordic architecture into a new era where sculptural thinking merges with built reality. Its structure consists of 9 rotating segments, each 5 stories tall, creating a total twist of 90 degrees from base to top. The framework was modeled using aerospace engineering software to ensure absolute precision in each rotation. As a result, every floor casts a different shadow, making the entire structure feel as though it turns with the wind despite standing firm in open space. From afar, the tower appears as a colossal axis of motion, piercing the skyline, a powerful spiral defying familiar vertical norms. This form makes Turning Torso an emblem of innovation, bold yet soft, scientific yet profoundly artistic. For visitors, approaching Turning Torso is like confronting a metallic organism shifting form every second. It is not merely a tower, it is a surreal visual experience where engineering and art fuse into a hypnotic presence impossible to look away from. Palm Jumeirah is Dubai's iconic artificial archipelago, extending into the Persian Gulf like a gigantic palm tree clearly visible from space. Launched in the early 2000s, The project was born from the ambition to expand the coastline and create new residential and resort spaces for a city seeking a future beyond oil. The entirety of Palm Jumeirah was created from more than 90 million of sand and millions of tons of rock, precisely positioned using GPS systems to shape the trunk, fronds, and the crescent-shaped breakwater surrounding the island. Without using traditional concrete foundations, engineers applied vibro-compaction technology to stabilize the seabed sand, allowing the structure to withstand waves and strong currents. The outer breakwater not only protects the island from erosion, but is also designed with water channels to ensure tidal circulation, maintaining water quality throughout the inner area. On the island, thousands of villas, hotels, and luxury resorts have formed a resort city in the middle of the ocean. Jumeirah is not merely a construction feat, but a declaration by Dubai. It demonstrates that humans can redraw the natural map through technology, transforming the sea into a foundation for the urban ambitions of the 21st century. The Golden Gate Bridge stretches across the San Francisco Strait like a bold line between ocean and sky. With a length of nearly 1.7 miles, the bridge connects the city of San Francisco with Marin County, crossing waters once considered unconquerable due to strong winds, dense fog, and powerful Pacific currents. When it opened in 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge was the longest suspension bridge in the world, built at a time when the United States was gripped by the Great Depression. More than 10,000 workers labored amid cold winds and thick fog, suspended high above the water to install each steel cable. Over 27,000 thin wires were bundled into the main cables, strong enough to hold the massive steel structure aloft above the sea. Its distinctive reddish-orange paint, known as International Orange, not only allows the bridge to stand out in fog, but also creates a unique visual identity. Under the light of sunset, the bridge becomes a ribbon of fire stretching across the water, where nature and architecture merge into one. Standing on the Golden Gate, with ocean winds blowing endlessly and the city fading behind, one understands that this bridge does more than connect two shores. It connects human courage with a natural force, once believed to be untouchable. Taojian rises like a massive spiraling organism where the entire tower twists a full 90 degrees, creating the feeling that if you stand at its base and look up, the curve might swallow the sky. More than 23,000 plants cling to each coil, dense enough that when the wind moves through the leaves, it sounds like the breath of a floating forest suspended above the city. Seen from the side, the terraces unfurl like curling leaves wrapping around a living trunk. On sunny days, the glass facade scatters light into thousands of reflections, making the structure resemble a slowly turning crystal so dazzling that standing close can make you feel slightly disoriented. At night, the LED bands tracing the spiral turn it into a glowing strand of DNA, creating one of the strongest optical illusion viewpoints in the area. Visitors often say the tower pulls the boundary between nature and humans closer, making you feel both small and strangely connected to a futuristic version of the city. Ping An Finance Center rises in the heart of Shenzhen as a direct challenge to typhoon winds and the technical limits of super-tall architecture. Standing at nearly 1,169 feet, the tower was built in a coastal region frequently struck by the most powerful tropical storms in southern China, where nature constantly tests every man-made structure. To remain stable at that height, engineers developed a special chevron steel structural system that disperses wind forces along the entire body of the tower rather than concentrating them at a single point. More than 35,000 tons of steel, together with a network of seismic and wind sensors, allow the building to monitor vibrations in real time and adjust displacement at the millimeter level. During construction, the tower's original planned height had to be reduced to meet aviation safety requirements, turning Ping An into a record limited not by engineering capability, but by the sky itself, a rare example showing that human ambition must always negotiate with natural space. When sea winds sweep across the glass facade at heights exceeding 1,640 feet, Ping An Finance Center stands like a steel organism, proving that humanity is not only building higher, but has learned how to dialogue with and adapt to a harsh, natural environment. Delta Works is the greatest water control system ever built by humanity, stretching across the southwestern delta region of the Netherlands, where more than half of the country lies below sea level. Initiated after the devastating flood of 1953 that claimed thousands of lives, Delta Works emerged as a national vow. The ocean would never again be allowed to swallow this land. Consists of 13 major structures, including dams, sluices, dikes, and storm surge barriers, extending over more than 25 miles. At the heart of Delta Works lies the Oosterscheldekering, a series of gigantic steel gates, each weighing up to 18,000 tons, capable of closing when storm surges strike and opening to preserve the ecosystem when the sea is calm. The total project cost exceeded 5 billion USD and required more than 40 years to complete. Delta Works is not only a technical triumph, but also an adaptive philosophy. Instead of sealing off the sea entirely, Dutch engineers chose to live with water, protecting human life while respecting natural flows. Today, Delta Works is recognized by UNESCO as one of the 7 wonders of modern engineering. It stands as proof that a small nation can endure against a vast ocean through intelligence, discipline, and long-term vision. Harbin Opera House rises in a land that drops to -30 degrees Celsius, appearing like a massive block of ice, bent by northern winds. Built over wetlands that freeze and thaw each year, the structure flows like drifting snow, and from afar it resembles an Arctic creature preparing to lift off the ground. Getting closer, its silver curves flash under the sky with the sharp brightness of a science fiction landscape. And when fog descends, the building dissolves into a floating outline, a steel dream fading into cloud. Stepping from the cold white exterior into the warm wooden interior feels like crossing from an ice layer into a beating heart, where sound is sculpted with near-perfect isolation. Completed in the year 2015, the project follows the organic architecture philosophy of MAD architects, blending with nature instead of resisting it. The soft curvature is not decoration, but a dialogue with wind, snow, and the pulse of a northern climate. To the city of Harbin, the Opera House is more than a cultural venue. It is a declaration of rebirth, proof that a land known for harsh winters can create a future-facing icon that forces the world to see the North with awe and respect. Suduhe Bridge is one of the highest suspension bridges in the world, spanning the majestic Suduhe Valley in Hubei Province, China. When completed in 2009, the bridge set a record with a deck height of nearly 1,640 feet above the valley floor, turning it into a bold symbol of modern transportation engineering in extremely rugged, mountainous terrain. The bridge has a total length of about 4,009 feet, with a main span of 2,953 feet, using a traditional suspension bridge structure with high-strength steel cables. More than 27,000 tons of steel were used to ensure load-bearing capacity and stability against strong winds within the deep valley. Construction took place in terrain that was almost inaccessible, forcing engineers to use cable systems and aerial equipment to install each component. Siduhi Bridge was designed to withstand earthquakes, swirling winds, and large temperature variations between day and night. A sensor system continuously monitors vibrations and cable tension, ensuring safety for thousands of vehicles every day. Standing on Siduhi Bridge, people face an endless void below. The bridge not only connects two mountain sides, but also affirms that human intelligence can reach across depths once considered untouchable. Sphere in Las Vegas, United States, is one of the most iconic entertainment structures of the 21st century, where architecture, technology, and art merge into a form never seen before. With a height of approximately 367 feet and a diameter of nearly 515 feet, Sphere is the largest spherical structure in the world, standing out in the Nevada desert like an artificial planet glowing in the night. The entire exterior surface of Sphere is covered with more than 1.2 million LED lights, forming the largest display screen on Earth. This system can transform the entire building into a living globe, a gigantic eye, or the moving surface of Mars. Inside, a 16K resolution LED screen envelops the auditorium space, delivering a visual experience far beyond the boundaries of traditional cinema. Sphere is not only seen with the eyes, but felt through every sense. Directional sound systems, with more than 160,000 speakers, haptic seating, and environmental effects, turn each performance into a fully immersive experience. People no longer watch content, but step inside it. Sphere represents a major leap forward for the American entertainment industry. It is not merely a building, but a declaration that urban space can now become a massive storytelling medium, where technology reshapes how humans perceive reality. The Elbphilharmonie emerges as an architectural form where nature and human intention converge, its glass body rising like ocean waves from the heavy red brick base that remains from the old warehouse. Completed in 2016, after nearly a decade of construction, the building became a new emblem of Germany, resembling a monumental crystal iceberg anchored along the river's edge. The entire 110-meter-tall structure is wrapped in more than 1,000 nano-coated glass panels that resist sea salt, each curved to a different degree to reduce wind pressure and create constantly shifting reflections. The undulating glass gives the building a surreal presence, as though it were a sheet of water frozen at the peak of its movement. The contrast between the red brick base and the light, glass volume above creates the impression that the building is sliding away from its own foundation. Curved surfaces and the massive scale make the Elbphilharmonie appear like an object shaped by nature over ages, despite every detail being meticulously calculated. Visitors can walk around the building along a full 360-degree promenade, watching its form change with every step. This continuous transformation before the viewer's eyes has made the Elbphilharmonie a visual symbol of Hamburg, demonstrating how architecture can stretch toward the surreal within the modern world. Lotte World Tower rises in the heart of Seoul as an absolutely straight axis, standing about 1,121 feet tall, piercing through mist, low clouds, and the dense skyline of an Asian megacity. It is not only the tallest building in South Korea, but a clear declaration that the nation has entered an era where height itself becomes the language of global status. Located in Jamsil, an area closely tied to economic growth and pop culture, the tower contains a fully vertical ecosystem inside. Offices, luxury hotels, high-rise residences, retail spaces, and a sky observatory. Living, working, and consumption are compressed into a single structure, reflecting the way Seoul organizes its high-speed urban rhythm. The tower's slender form, inspired by traditional Korean ceramics and calligraphy, prevents the massive glass volume from feeling rigid or heavy. Light reflects differently throughout the day, turning the building into a constantly shifting visual landmark amid a dense forest of skyscrapers. Lotte World Tower represents a confident South Korea, placing itself on the global map of height. It shows that a mega project is not only about breaking records, but about concentrating technology, culture, and economic power into a single vertical line reaching toward the sky. Burj Khalifa rises in the heart of Dubai like a gigantic needle piercing the desert sky. Standing 2,717 feet tall with 163 floors, the tower was completed in 2010 and quickly surpassed every architectural limit humanity had previously known. From a land of sand and scorching winds, Dubai placed an unmistakable form onto the horizon. The structure of Burj Khalifa is based on a Y-shaped, buttressed core design, allowing the building to disperse massive wind forces at heights exceeding 2,625 feet. More than 330,000 mm of concrete, 39,000 tons of steel, and thousands of aerodynamic tests were employed to keep the tower standing amid Gulf heat and sandstorms. Its subtly tapering, spiraled form prevents the wind from creating dangerous resonant vibrations. Inside, Burj Khalifa functions as a vertical city with residences, offices, hotels, and the world's highest observation deck. High-speed elevator systems carry people through hundreds of feet in mere seconds, slicing through the layers of the urban atmosphere. Standing on the observation deck at sunset, the city below shrinks into small patches of light scattered across an endless desert. At that height, the horizon curves gently, the wind turns cooler, and the ground seems to belong to another world. Chengdu SKP Park does not appear as a conventional shopping mall, but as a vast park unfolding within the urban core. Most of the space is placed underground, leaving the surface as layers of greenery, walking paths, and water features, making the boundary between commerce and parkland nearly disappear. Beneath this calm landscape lies a vibrant world of high-end fashion, installation art, and internationally scaled experiential spaces. Rather than asserting itself through height or monumental form, Chengdu SKP Park chooses concealment, turning consumption into a journey of discovery where light, materials, and spatial transitions guide emotion. The project clearly reflects the spirit of Chengdu, a city that values slow rhythms of life, nature, and balance. People move through greenery, ponds, and underground spaces, creating a sense of detachment from urban pressure, even while standing at the heart of one of China's largest cities. Chengdu SKE Park is not merely a commercial symbol, but a statement of how a mega project can dissolve into the landscape, allowing the city to grow while preserving softness and cultural depth. Zifeng Tower rises in the heart of Nanjing like a steel spear, piercing straight into the East China sky, marking the rise of a historic megacity in the modern era. At a height of nearly 1,476 feet, it was once the tallest building in China upon completion, becoming a new symbol of the Yangtze River Delta. The structure consists of nearly 90 floors, combining Class A offices, a luxury hotel, and a high-level observation deck. Its subtly twisting vertical form reduces wind load, while the multi-layer glass facade is designed to resist thermal radiation and adapt to the subtropical climate, with every detail calculated at an aerodynamic level. Zifeng Tower not only expands working space vertically, but also redefines Nanjing's financial center. From here, the 1,000-year-old city enters the network of global cities where speed, data, and capital flows operate without pause. Standing on the observation deck and looking at the Yangtze River winding below, one can clearly feel the fragile boundary between history and the future, as Zifeng Tower is not merely a building, but a declaration of humanity's aspiration to rise in the era of vertical urbanization. In Dubai rises offshore like a colossal circle, suspended between sky and sea, standing as the tallest observation wheel ever built by humankind. Located on the artificial Blue Waters Island, the structure rises over 820 feet tall, completely reshaping Dubai's skyline, where the desert is no longer an endpoint, but a launch pad for bold ambition. Constructing Ain Dubai was a rare engineering challenge. Steel columns weighing thousands of tons were lifted above the sea by some of the world's largest cranes under conditions of strong winds and corrosive salt water. Every component was assembled with absolute precision to create a wheel capable of operating stably against the powerful Gulf winds. "48 enclosed cabins carry more than 1,700 people in each slow rotation. As the wheel begins to turn, the city gradually shrinks below, revealing a complete panorama of Dubai, from soaring skyscrapers to the gently curving coastline. The experience transforms sightseeing into a journey through open air. Ain Dubai is not merely an attraction. It is a declaration that Dubai consistently chooses to push beyond familiar limits, turning entertainment into an emblem and the skyline into a statement of relentless aspiration. Chongqing Grand Theatre stands on the banks of the Yangtze River, where the mountain city stretches across layered slopes and fast-flowing water, appearing as a massive, crystalline form, set apart from the dense urban blocks around it, creating a clear moment of stillness within an always moving city. Its form is shaped by inclined planes and reflective surfaces, causing light to shift continuously throughout the day. By day, it blends into the color of the sky and river, while at night, it glows like a floating object, mirroring the rhythm of life along both riverbanks, with interior spaces expanding horizontally to guide audiences from the riverside plaza into the world of performance. Chongqing Grand Theatre serves as a center for opera, symphonic music, and contemporary arts, attracting not only local residents, but also international performing groups, and its presence helps redefine the relationship between performing arts and public riverside space. Theatre is not only a venue for performances, but a symbol of how Chongqing uses culture to balance a vast metropolis where rock, water, and people coexist within an emotionally charged structure. Shenzhen Bay Sports Center sits along the shoreline of Shenzhen Bay like a structure in motion, where sport, the sea, and the city intersect within a single open space. The complex is not merely a sports facility, but a strategic landmark of China's youngest metropolis, a place where every symbol is built in parallel with rapid growth. The project includes a stadium, an indoor arena, and an aquatic sports venue, arranged like layered waves facing the sea. This architectural form makes the entire complex appear to slide toward the ocean, merging with the horizon where the city ends and nature begins. By day, it reflects the sunlight of the bay. By night, illumination turns it into a luminous band along the coast. Complex represents how Shenzhen defines a megaproject, not to commemorate the past, but to lay the groundwork for the future, where architecture becomes the heartbeat of a city constantly oriented toward the world. The Museum of the Future in Dubai is built as a giant metallic loop where solid and void forms merge into a rare architectural expression. Its continuously curved stainless steel surface forms an elliptical ring floating in the air, while the hollow center resembles a gateway to the future. The building stands out along Sheikh Zayed Road like a technological sculpture rising from the desert. The steel exterior consists of more than 1,000 composite panels precisely bent by robots. Each panel features Arabic calligraphy cut by laser, functioning both as windows and patterns of light. The internal three-dimensional steel frame supports the entire elliptical ring, a task traditional engineering could hardly achieve without digital simulation. Inside the museum are highly interactive exhibition rooms simulating future technologies, advanced medical environments, artificial ecosystems, high-level artificial intelligence, and off-Earth living concepts. Each floor acts as a new chapter, guiding visitors through possibilities that may emerge in the coming decades. A lesser-known section is the technical zone, hidden behind the curved walls, where climate control and lighting systems are programmed to adapt to visitor flow. Along the building's base is a temporary exhibition area for ongoing research projects, allowing new technologies to be showcased before reaching the public. Karakoram Highway is the highest paved international road in the world, stretching over 208 miles and connecting Pakistan with China across the majestic Karakoram Range. This road cuts through one of the harshest terrains on the planet, where mountain peaks rising above 23,000 feet, glaciers and deep valleys form a natural barrier that seems nearly impossible to cross. Known as the Friendship Highway, it stands as a symbol of human will and international cooperation. Construction of the Karakoram Highway began in the 1960s and lasted nearly 2 decades. More than 20,000 workers and engineers labored under freezing temperatures, rock slides, and oxygen-deprived conditions, with hundreds losing their lives during construction. The route clings tightly to mountain slopes and reaches elevations above 15,420 feet at the Kunjarab Pass, where the climate remains extreme year-round. Karakoram Highway employs a series of suspension bridges, rock-retaining walls, and tunnel-bored sections to resist landslides. Newer segments have been expanded with reinforced concrete and modern tunnels to adapt to glacial melt and frequent earthquakes in the region. Today, the Karakoram Highway is not only a strategic trade corridor between South Asia and Central Asia, but also a powerful declaration that humans can carve pathways through the highest regions of Earth through intelligence, sacrifice, and perseverance. Located in the heart of Lujiazui's financial district, Shanghai Tower was built on the soft ground of the Yangtze River Delta, where water-saturated soil creates a risk of uneven settlement. To stabilize the tower rising over 600 meters, engineers drove hundreds of steel piles tens of meters deep, forming a massive geotechnical anchoring system capable of resisting rotation and reducing sway during major storms. Its most striking feature is the double-skin facade that twists 120 degrees from base to top. The twist is not merely aesthetic, it is an aerodynamic solution that diverts wind and reduces pressure on the exterior by nearly 25%. Thanks to this geometry, the tower remains stable under the strong vortex winds common in Shanghai, a city located along the path of many tropical cyclones. Inside, a vertical city system divides the tower into separate climate zones. Sky gardens, open spaces, and natural ventilation shafts help balance temperature while significantly reducing energy use. The buffer zones between the two glass skins act as thermal shields, slowing heat transfer and maintaining stable indoor air conditions. Surrounding the tower, underground routes connect directly to the metro and other super-tall buildings in Lujiazui. This infrastructure network allows massive flows of financial workers to move daily without overwhelming the ground-level streets. Shanghai Tower has become a crucial link in the three-dimensional urban ecosystem of Shanghai's financial core. Hoover Dam stands across the Colorado River between Nevada and Arizona like an absolute wall of power, where the wild waters of the American West are forced to stop and change course. Rising from the arid desert, the dam is not merely an engineering work, but a declaration that humans can control forces once considered untamable. Lake Mead, formed behind the dam, completely reshaped the region's geography. Water is stored for irrigation, daily use, and to sustain major cities such as Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. Electricity generated by the dam became the foundation of urban expansion in the Southwest, transforming a harsh landscape into a zone of continuous development. The construction of Hoover Dam took place during the Great Depression, drawing tens of thousands of workers to a site of extreme heat, limestone, and constant danger. Every block of concrete carried not only physical weight, but also the expectations of a nation searching for a way out of economic collapse. Hoover Dam therefore goes far beyond the function of a dam. It is a symbol of an era that believed organization, discipline, and collective will could turn nature into fuel for civilization, even as the cost of that belief always lingers in the shadow of its massive wall. Louvre Abu Dhabi sits on Saadiyat Island, among shimmering, shallow waters, creating the impression of a museum floating on the sea. Its most recognizable feature is the massive dome, resembling a woven canopy of light placed over the water. As sunlight passes through thousands of openings, the entire space below becomes covered with shifting rays like moving leaves, an effect locals call the rain of light. The interior is not organized along a fixed axis, but resembles a network of small houses linked by outdoor walkways. Visitors move through courtyards, water channels, and open corridors, feeling as if they are exploring a coastal neighborhood assembled from multiple cultural fragments. The alternating movement between indoors and outdoors creates its own rhythm throughout the journey. The museum's collection spans from ancient art to global contemporary works. Many galleries sit beside the water, where artifacts are paired with large-scale projections illustrating ancient Arab trade routes, cultural exchanges, and the evolution of religions. The exhibition layout is designed to tell shared human stories rather than separating content by nation. Behind the main galleries is the museum's Art Research Center, which stores 3D reconstructions and conservation records of artifacts from multiple continents. The museum also operates a material analysis laboratory used to examine the age, structure, and condition of artworks before they are placed on display. Marina Bay Sands is one of Singapore's most striking modern landmarks, built on reclaimed land in the heart of the city. Its three towering structures are connected by a massive skyborne platform resembling a ship, creating a futuristic skyline. The combination of steel, glass, and bold geometric forms makes the entire complex look like an architectural model taken from a science fiction film. The most iconic feature is the Sky Park, a 340-meter-long park atop the three towers. Its infinity pool stretches along the building's edge, allowing visitors to look down over the entire Marina Bay without feeling a boundary. Considered one of the world's highest pools, It blends urban scenery with daring design. Below, the complex includes a convention center, theaters, a museum, and a luxury shopping district featuring indoor canals. Light reflected from the glass domes creates a shimmering effect, making the interior feel like a miniature city. At night, Marina Bay Sands comes alive with laser shows projected into the sky and across the water. More than a hotel, the complex stands as a symbol of Singapore's technological ambition, refinement, and forward-looking spirit. The Golden Bridge at Ba Na Hills, Da Nang, is one of the most visually striking architectural works of the 21st century. Located at an altitude of nearly 4,921 feet above sea level, the bridge stretches about 492 feet, curving softly through a sea of clouds, supported by two gigantic stone hands that seem to emerge from the heart of the Truong Son mountain range. Since its debut in 2018, the Golden Bridge has become a global symbol of Vietnamese tourism. The walking surface is paved with wooden planks and bordered by gold-plated railings, creating a powerful contrast between modern refinement and the ancient moss-covered appearance of the hands. A hidden steel structure inside allows the bridge to withstand strong winds and high humidity in the mountain environment. The entire design is calculated to blend into the landscape, making the bridge appear like a relic supported by nature itself. Golden Bridge is not merely a pedestrian path, but a spatial experience. Walking across it, people stand between sky and earth, with a deep valley below and slow-moving clouds above, creating the sensation of traversing the boundary between reality and dream. Today, the Golden Bridge stands as proof of Vietnam's creative power, where architecture serves not only function, but also emotion, transforming a simple walkway into a cultural symbol of its era. Jiaozhou Bay Bridge stretches for more than 26 miles across the waters of the Yellow Sea, forming a perfectly straight transportation axis that connects the districts surrounding Qingdao Bay. The structure once held the record as the longest sea-crossing bridge in the world, marking the moment when humanity chose to confront the ocean directly rather than follow the traditional winding coastline. Before the bridge existed, traveling around the bay required many hours and depended heavily on weather conditions. The arrival of the bridge dramatically shortened distances, transforming scattered urban areas, ports, and industrial zones into a continuous structure. The ocean shifted from a dividing boundary into the central space of connection. Thousands of bridge piers stand firm amid salt water, strong winds, and year-round fog. At night, the lighting system stretches all the way to the horizon, turning the bridge into a luminous band across the dark sea, both highly functional and deeply symbolic. Jiaozhou Bay Bridge does not rely on visual spectacle, yet it carries the weight of a strategic decision. It demonstrates how modern humanity redefines the ocean, no longer an empty space to cross, but a foundation for expanding living space, economic networks, and infrastructural thinking. The Port of Shanghai is the busiest seaport in the world, where global trade flows converge at the mouth of the Yangtze River. Located at the intersection of the East China Sea and an extensive inland river network, the port serves as China's most critical maritime gateway and an irreplaceable link in the international supply chain. Each year, the Port of Shanghai handles more than 40 million TEU containers, far surpassing any other port on the planet. At the core of the system lies the Yangshan Deepwater Port, built on artificial offshore islands and connected to the mainland by the Donghai Bridge, stretching over 18.6 miles. This infrastructure allows ultra-large vessels to dock directly, overcoming the natural depth limitations of the river estuary. The port operates like a colossal automated machine. Thousands of cranes, autonomous vehicles, and artificial intelligence-driven management systems work around the clock, with near-perfect precision. Humans primarily supervise, while machines orchestrate each container like living streams of data. The port of Shanghai is not merely a place where goods move in and out. It is a symbol of the smart logistics era, where infrastructure, technology, and scale merge to shape the pulse of modern global commerce. Millau Viaduct spans the Tarn River Valley in southern France, where plateau terrain once constrained north-south traffic for decades. Opened to traffic in 2004, the structure created a straight, high, and slender highway route that glides through the air instead of cutting deeply into the natural landscape. The bridge is approximately 1.53 miles long and consists of 7 massive concrete piers, with the tallest rising to 125 feet above the ground, higher than the Eiffel Tower. The steel deck was designed to be extremely thin and lightweight, then incrementally launched into place using hydraulic systems from both sides of the valley. Each movement step was calculated with precision under conditions of strong wind and extreme height where no margin for error was permitted. Millau Viaduct employs a cable-stayed structure with slender steel pylons, allowing loads to be distributed efficiently and vibrations to be reduced. Wind and temperature sensor systems continuously monitor structural deformation, ensuring stability even when winds exceed 93 miles per hour along the valley. Standing on the deck, thin, like an extended strip of steel, the void on both sides opens so deeply that the eye loses its point of reference. Wind slides past the guardrails, creating a hollow, steady sound rising from the depths of the valley. Lingyun Giant Escalator was built in the Wulingyuan Scenic area of Zhangjiajie, Hunan Province, where towering sandstone cliffs once made access to high-altitude viewpoints nearly impossible. This outdoor escalator system was designed to move people across large vertical differences without deep excavation or carving roads through the mountain. The entire structure consists of multiple escalator sections connected in sequence, extending over 984 feet along the mountain slope with a vertical rise of several hundred feet. The steel framework is anchored directly into the cliff face, combined with transparent roofing that protects the system from rain, mist, and falling rocks. Each step is engineered for heavy loads, operating reliably in humid conditions and constant temperature variation. Lingyun Escalator enables thousands of visitors each day to reach elevated areas within minutes, replacing steep footpaths that once placed heavy pressure on the natural terrain. Electrical systems, braking mechanisms, and safety sensors are continuously monitored, ensuring smooth movement within the narrow space between rock and air. Standing on the escalator, the cliff slowly slides downward behind, while the space ahead opens gradually with each motion. Rock, steel, and human bodies move together along a vertical axis where height is felt through the body rather than seen with the eyes. The Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River is the largest hydroelectric power plant in the world, a structure where the force of nature is placed under the coordination of human intellect. Stretching over 7,546 feet in length and rising nearly 607 feet high, this massive concrete block not only restrains Asia's longest river, but also marks the moment humanity entered an era of controlling natural systems on a continental scale. The project was built with three core objectives: flood control for densely populated river basins, national power generation, and the expansion of inland waterway transportation. The reservoir, extending over 373 miles, allows seasonal water level regulation, reducing catastrophic floods that historically claimed millions of lives in China. With 32 turbines rated at approximately 700 millibar each, the Three Gorges Dam generates enormous amounts of electricity, sufficient to supply tens of millions of households. Every parameter of pressure, vibration, and temperature is continuously monitored by automated sensor networks, transforming the dam into a living machine, operating without pause. Standing atop the dam, the sound of released water blends with the vast expanse of the reservoir and the surrounding mountain ranges, creating an overwhelming sensation. The Three Gorges Dam is not merely a hydroelectric facility, but a powerful declaration of humanity's capacity to reshape terrain, control flow, and influence the destiny of a nation. The Opus in Dubai is one of Zaha Hadid's most distinctive works, where fluid geometry breaks the rigid norms of box-shaped towers in the desert. The building appears as a massive cube carved open in the center, forming a flowing void shaped like liquid in motion. Its continuously curved glass surface creates an optical illusion that challenges the viewer's perception. The empty void at the heart of the structure posed the greatest engineering challenge. Engineers used a 3D curved steel framework to preserve the flowing form without compromising stability. Special reflective glass panels shift color and brightness as one moves around the building, making the void seem alive. Inside the Opus, a network of hotel spaces, commercial areas, and art zones are linked by glass bridges suspended within the hollow core. Curved corridors, undulating floors, and diffuse lighting make the interior feel like an artificial organic organism. The Opus has become a symbol of harmony between sculpture and architecture. It represents not only Zaha Hadid's mastery, but also Dubai's willingness to pursue ideas that transcend traditional geometric boundaries. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge stretches across the vast waters of the Pearl River Delta like a bold stroke linking three major economic centers. With a total length of over 34.2 miles, including sea bridges, artificial islands, and an underwater tunnel, it is the longest sea-crossing transportation system ever completed by humanity as a single, integrated project. The project was created to shorten distances once divided by the ocean. Journeys that previously took hours by ferry and detours have now been reduced to about half an hour of driving. The flow of people, goods, and ideas has therefore accelerated, transforming three cities with different systems into a uniquely interconnected space in modern history. Amid deep waters and busy shipping lanes, an immersed tunnel was constructed to allow large vessels to pass without interruption. Artificial islands serve as invisible transition points, where the sea surface opens and then closes above vehicles speeding beneath. The entire system operates as a single entity amid wind and waves. Driving across the bridge amid the vast sea and sky, one clearly senses the scale of this ambition. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge does not merely connect three cities, it connects a regional vision with a future in which the sea is no longer a boundary. One World Trade Center rises over Lower Manhattan as a steadfast vertical line where painful memory and America's will to regenerate converge. Standing 1,776 feet tall, a number recalling the year of independence, the tower not only reshapes New York's skyline, but also affirms that this city will never yield to tragedy. The structure was built on the very ground of the former World Trade Center, where it collapsed during the tragedy of September 11th. Every foot of height carries a profound symbolic weight, requiring the construction process to unfold with absolute care and respect. The glass tower gradually ascends, reflecting the sky like a sign of rebirth. Inside, One World Trade Center functions as a modern office and commercial hub where thousands of people work each day. The tower does not close itself within grief, but opens into a renewed rhythm of life, merging with the dynamic flow of the city that never sleeps. When sunset light strikes its glass facade and the tower glows against the Manhattan night, One World Trade Center is no longer just a building. It becomes a symbol of spiritual strength, where humanity proves that even after the greatest loss, it can rise again and reach higher than before. The Falkirk Wheel is the only rotating boat lift in the world, a structure where modern engineering transforms the slow movement of water into a perfectly synchronized mechanical dance. Located in central Scotland, this steel structure rising over 115 feet connects two canal systems, separated by a height difference of more than 98 feet, solving a problem that centuries ago could only be handled by complex and time-consuming lock systems. Completed in 2002, the Falkirk Wheel became the heart of a multi-million-pound project to restore Scotland's canal network after centuries of neglect. Rather than lifting boats through brute force, the structure operates on the principle of water balance. Two gondolas always maintain equal mass, allowing the wheel to rotate smoothly using minimal energy, equivalent to boiling just a few kettles of water. The steel structure, weighing approximately 100 tons, was engineered with extreme precision to ensure the gondolas remain perfectly level throughout the rotation cycle. The entire movement is completed in just a few minutes, turning the challenge of overcoming dozens of feet in elevation into an experience that feels almost weightless for vessels. Today, the Falkirk Wheel is not only a water transport solution, but a symbol of Britain's industrial revival. Each slow rotation affirms that human ingenuity can transform aging systems into wonders of a new era. The National Museum of Qatar is formed from the idea of mimicking wind-carved sediment layers, creating an extended structure made of intersecting planes. Large and small discs are positioned in multiple directions, giving the building the appearance of geological fragments lifted from the ground. From different angles, the mass shifts continuously, at times resembling a vast organism spreading across the desert. A multi-tier steel frame supports each disc, with every disc carrying a different weight and connecting to the frame through hidden joints. Sand-colored reinforced composite material was selected to reduce heat absorption and maintain stability in the hot, dry climate. The inclined planes also disperse wind loads, minimizing vibration across the whole structure. The exhibition spaces are arranged in a curving sequence, guiding visitors through the layered history of Qatar. Each gallery is a reconstructed environment with directional sound, panoramic visuals, and tactile materials from coastal life to the pearl trading era. The flowing layout ensures that no two segments of the journey feel the same. Between the discs lies a system of airflow channels built into the roof, directing cooler air down into the galleries. In the rear block, the Conservation Center uses 3D scanning and spectral analysis to treat artifacts, along with climate-controlled storage rooms calibrated for different material categories. Bailong Elevator is the tallest outdoor elevator in the world, mounted directly onto a sandstone cliff in Zhangjiajie, China. Rising over 183 feet, this structure transforms a sheer rock face into a gateway that carries people from the valley floor to a realm of clouds in just minutes, a journey that once required hours of dangerous mountain climbing. Built with the goal of reducing pressure on natural trails and expanding access to scenic areas, the Bailong Elevator embodies a philosophy of ascending without intrusion. 3 transparent, double-deck glass cabins allow visitors to observe the monumental stone pillars as the elevator glides vertically through open air, creating the sensation of flying between mountains. The elevator's steel and glass system is anchored directly into the cliff using load-bearing fasteners, combined with seismic sensors, load control systems, and automatic braking mechanisms. Each day, the structure serves tens of thousands of visitors, operating reliably under strong winds, heavy rain, and geological vibration. Standing inside the cabin, as the ground rapidly falls away and the forested mountains unfold ahead, one not only feels the height, but also sees the old limits of nature being extended by human intelligence. The Bailong Elevator is proof that humanity can conquer elevation while preserving the original form of the mountains. The Yaxi Expressway is known as China's road above the clouds, a mountain-crossing highway where modern engineering confronts some of the most extreme terrain in Asia. Stretching approximately 149 miles across the Daliang Mountains and the complex fault zones of Sichuan, this route transforms spaces once fragmented by deep gorges, dense fog, and snowfall into a continuous economic corridor. More than half of the expressway's length runs on bridges and through tunnels, with hundreds of high bridges and dozens of mountain tunnels. Sections suspended along sheer cliffs allow vehicles to overcome elevation differences of thousands of feet, reducing travel time from over 10 hours to less than 5 hours. This marked a major turning point for connectivity between the plateau regions and Sichuan's economic centers. From an engineering standpoint, Yaxi is equipped with continuous geological monitoring systems, landslide sensors, and earthquake warning networks. Engineers employed three-dimensional geological modeling to determine the placement of bridge piers and tunnels, ensuring safety in a region frequently exposed to heavy rain, thick snow, and seismic activity. As vehicles glide through seas of clouds and across bridge piers rising from deep ravines, Yaxi is more than just a road. It stands as proof of humanity's ability to impose order and connection where nature once set its harshest boundaries. Gardens by the Bay is a testament to how Singapore transforms natural limitations into an artificial ecological marvel. Built on more than 100 hectares of reclaimed land, the park appears like a forest of the future, where massive steel structures rise among vegetation from multiple continents. The Super Tree Grove, reaching up to 50 meters tall, creates a skyline unlike any other in the city. Two enormous domed conservatories, the Flower Dome and the Cloud Forest, stand out like giant dewdrops set in the middle of the park. The Flower Dome recreates a cool, dry climate rarely found in the tropics, while the Cloud Forest simulates a high mountain ecosystem with an artificial waterfall cascading from a cloud mountain. Temperature and humidity are regulated by precise sensors, allowing thousands of plant species to thrive. The OCBC Skyway Walkway, connecting the super trees, offers an experience of floating mid-air. Walking along it, visitors feel as though they are moving through a living steel forest, where light reflects off the towering tree-like structures. Today, the project is not only a major tourist attraction, but also a symbol of Singapore's sustainable development philosophy. It demonstrates that a megacity can coexist with nature, turning technology into a tool that serves both the environment and its people. The interlace is defined as an interlaced architectural structure in which 6-story blocks intersect following a honeycomb geometric model across 8 hectares, forming microclimates cooler by 1 to 3 degrees Celsius and providing more than 80,000 square meters of wind-catching surfaces that noticeably reduce mechanical cooling demand. The structure operates as an architectural ecosystem where atmospheric circulation is optimized. Inside the complex, landscape tiers develop vertically, like an engineered geomorphological formation, directing sightlines from the ground to green roofs. Large voids allow light and airflow to pass through, lowering visual density and generating the perception of structural lightness. Historically, the interlace marks a pivotal architectural shift in Asia in the year 2013, a transition from isolated towers to a vertical urban village. Its World Building of the Year award in the year 2015 validates this innovation. Social interaction space tripling that of traditional high-rise housing demonstrates the effectiveness of horizontal connectivity in dense environments. Under strong solar exposure, 30 to 40% of the grounds remain shaded due to the interlayered configuration, creating measurable microclimatic comfort. The interlace functions as a successful tropical architecture experiment, where visitors perceive the environment through data, airflow, and light, rather than static form. Landwasser Viaduct is one of the most iconic images of Swiss railways. A soaring stone arch bridge spanning a narrow valley before plunging straight into a tunnel carved into the mountainside. Located on the Bernina-Albula line of the Rhaetian Railway in the Graubünden region, the structure turns the alpine terrain into a stage where humans seem to draw railway tracks across open air. Six stone arches lift the bridge above pine forests and sheer rock walls, forming a curve that is both graceful and uncompromising, like a natural law. There is no safety buffer. The train leaves the bridge and immediately vanishes into the mountain, as if the valley were only a fleeting moment in the alpine crossing. The entire scene resembles a cinematic cut: stone, steel, tunnel darkness, switching scenes in just seconds. Landwasser Viaduct belongs to an era when Switzerland built infrastructure like clockwork, compact, precise, placed exactly where needed, and resilient against snow, ice, and time. The bridge's dizzying height makes every train appear suspended in mid-air, with a deep valley and cold water flowing far below. Landwasser Viaduct does not need massive scale to be a mega project. It proves that sometimes a marvel lies in a perfect geometric decision, carrying a train through the sky and then swallowing it into the mountain in a single breath. Skybridge 721 is the longest suspension pedestrian bridge in the world, suspended between two mountain slopes of the Kukunosha Range in the Czech Republic, with an exact length of 2,366 feet and a height of nearly 328 feet above the valley below. The structure turns a forest crossing into a journey through open air, where the ground seems to dissolve from sight. The bridge was built in a remote natural landscape where fog and mountain winds are constant companions. Steel cables are tensioned between two rocky outcrops, supporting a narrow deck just wide enough for a single pedestrian lane. Every step carries a sense of fragility as the steel mesh beneath gently vibrates with the rhythm of the wind. Skybridge 721 was not created to shorten distance, but to transform how humans perceive space. Walking across the bridge forces visitors to slow down, listen to the wind passing through the cables, and look straight into the deep void below. It is an experience where fear and curiosity move side by side. Upon reaching the far end, the bridge gradually disappears behind in the mist. Skybridge 721 leaves a powerful impression that sometimes the value of a structure lies not in the destination, but in how humans confront height, nature, and the limits of themselves. Marina 1 rises like a green steel canyon in the financial district, where temperatures can drop by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, thanks to wind convection and vegetation equal in area to almost 2 soccer fields. Light slips through metal arcs, creating shifting visuals like a sci-fi film set inside an engineered rainforest. Born from a rare collaboration between Singapore and Malaysia, This multi-billion Singapore dollar structure carries both political weight and architectural ambition. It is envisioned as the engine driving Marina Bay's financial surge, much like Canary Wharf once propelled London into a new economic era. International awards are merely the surface of that ambition. Stepping into its core, visitors feel pulled into a sky throat nearly 30 stories tall, where city noise dissolves and natural light penetrates 40 to 60% deeper than in traditional glass box designs. Layered terraces fall like landscapes eroded by centuries of wind, creating a slow, hypnotic sense of motion. And then, in the quiet breath of this green machine, travelers witness a striking duality. Outside, steel and glass. Inside, the hush of an oasis that seems to breathe. A place where every camera angle becomes a cinematic frame, telling its own story. Located beside the Pearl River, Guangzhou Opera House was built on alluvial ground, heavily influenced by tides and seasonal water flow. The soft, silt-rich geology made the foundation for a large performance building an unusual challenge. Engineers were forced to use deep, densely arranged piles combined with a protective shell to prevent erosion caused by the humid, subtropical climate. The building draws inspiration from two river-polished stones, symbolizing the connection between nature and Guangzhou's urban setting. Its exterior surface is a network of irregular triangular panels, allowing the structure to appear soft while efficiently dispersing loads. Curving lines along the building create a sense of motion, as if an imaginary river continues to sculpt it. Inside the shell lies an acoustic system calibrated for different types of performances. Movable sound-reflecting panels allow the hall to shift from delicate resonance to dramatic intensity. Echo and reverberation are controlled by hidden absorption chambers built into double-layered walls, ensuring even sound distribution without distortion. Surrounding the building, Huacheng Plaza connects the Opera House to Zhujiang New Town's financial district. This public space frequently hosts outdoor shows, large-scale light displays, and cultural festivals. The Opera House becomes a meeting point between contemporary art and the economic pulse of Guangzhou. The Qinghai-Tibet Railway is the highest railway line in the world, crossing the Tibetan Plateau at elevations where the sky seems to touch the ground. More than 1,180 miles of track stretch across deserts, permafrost, and snow-covered mountain ranges, transforming a region once considered the most isolated in Asia into a continuous part of modern Chinese territory. The train departs from Scenic and gradually climbs to altitudes exceeding 1,600 feet, where thin air and extreme temperatures challenge both humans and machines. Through the windows, vast grasslands, herds of Tibetan antelope, and distant snow-capped peaks appear in near total silence. The journey is not merely transportation, but a shift in how humans approach a sacred land. The railway has carried goods, medical care, education, and opportunity to communities that have lived on the plateau for centuries. Small towns have begun to connect with the outside world, while travelers can, for the first time, reach Lhasa by a railway that cuts through the clouds. As the train glides over frozen ground beneath deep blue skies, the Qinghai-Tibet Railway stands as proof that even the harshest places can be connected through willpower, perseverance, and the desire to surpass natural limits. The Panama Canal is one of the most influential engineering works in human history, where humanity sliced through a continent to connect the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Stretching more than 50 miles, the canal transformed Central America from a geographic bottleneck into a core hub of global trade. Before the canal existed, ships were forced to sail around the treacherous Cape Horn, adding thousands of nautical miles to their journeys. The Panama Canal radically shortened that route, allowing cargo ships, military vessels, and oil tankers to move far more efficiently between oceans. A system of lakes and ship locks lifts and lowers vessels, turning jungle terrain and rolling hills into a controlled maritime corridor. For more than a century, The canal has functioned as a pivot of international commerce. Each year, tens of thousands of ships pass through, carrying energy, food, and goods that sustain the global economy. Its 21st century expansion continues to allow modern megaships to traverse this historic passage. The Panama Canal is not merely a transportation route. It stands as proof of how humanity can restructure planetary geography, transforming willpower, organization, and vision into a force capable of rewriting the order of the world. Akashi Kaikyo Bridge stretches across the Akashi Strait like a colossal steel string, linking Kobe with Awaji Island along a vital artery of the Kansai region. Its main span of nearly 6,160 feet turned the bridge into a symbol of the longest in the world of suspension bridges, a boundary pulled so taut that only wind and sea seem able to fully comprehend it. This strait is a busy maritime corridor where ships pass constantly through fog and powerful currents. Above the water, vehicles rush across like a new bloodstream. Below the surface, the sea maintains its own rhythm, never yielding. The bridge, therefore, does not merely connect two shores, but imposes a human-made order onto waters in perpetual motion. The bridge deck and main cables are formed from hundreds of thousands of steel wires combined into two massive tendons stretching seemingly without end. During construction, the 1995 Kobe earthquake altered the underlying geography, forcing the bridge to accept the reality that the ground beneath it can shift at any moment. Akashi Kaikyo is not a loud victory over nature, but a durable agreement with the sea and seismic forces. It stands as a declaration of Japan's philosophy to build, not merely to cross, but to coexist with risk. Øresund Bridge stretches across the Øresund Strait like a cold yet precise line, linking Copenhagen in Denmark with Malmö in Sweden. More than a bridge, it is a rare hybrid system of sea bridge, artificial island, and submerged tunnel where national borders are stretched thin and gradually dissolve within the constant flow of traffic. Above the water, long bridge spans cut through Nordic winds and pale light, carrying cars and trains side by side. Beneath the sea, the immersed tunnel allows aircraft to take off and land safely at Copenhagen Airport, forcing ground infrastructure to yield to the sky. Land, water, and air are all organized into a single operational order. Since opening, the Øresund Bridge has redefined the region. Copenhagen and Malmö no longer function as separate cities, but as a single cross-border metropolitan area. Labor, education, and economic life move daily across the strait, creating a shared rhythm that had never existed in Northern Europe before. Øresund Bridge does not assert power through extreme scale. Its value lies in dissolving the idea of borders, proving that in the modern era, megaprojects do more than connect space. They reshape how people belong to a region. The Eshima-Ohashi Bridge is a famous transportation structure in Japan, spanning Lake Nakaumi and connecting Shimane and Tottori prefectures. Completed in 2004, the bridge leaves a strong impression due to its extremely steep gradient, making it appear like a vertical ramp rising straight into the sky. With a length of about 1.06 miles, and a maximum height of nearly 148 feet. Eshima-Ohashi was designed to allow large cargo ships to pass underneath without the need for a drawbridge. From an engineering perspective, the bridge uses a pre-stressed concrete structure, allowing it to carry heavy loads and maintain stability despite its significant incline. The gradient reaches approximately 6.1% on the Shimane side and 5.1% on the Tottori side, figures sufficient to create an impossibly steep impression when viewed from a distance. In reality, the visual effect is further exaggerated by telephoto lenses commonly used in photos and videos, making the bridge appear far more dangerous than the actual driving experience. Surrounding Eshima-Ohashi is the wide and tranquil waterscape of Lake Nakaumi, where freshwater and seawater mix to form a rich ecosystem. The contrast between the calm, flat nature and the bridge's bold curvature makes it a distinctive visual landmark. Today, Eshima-Ohashi is not only an important transportation route, but also a symbol of Japanese engineering, minimalist, precise, and willing to challenge conventional aesthetic limits. Habitat 67 stands along the St. Lawrence River, where cool currents create a microclimate 1 to 2 degrees Celsius lower than downtown Montreal, making its massive concrete forms seem almost alive. 354 precast blocks, each weighing over 80 tons, rise like an artificial mountain, where light and shadow cut across the structure with cinematic sharpness. Designed by Moshe Safdie at just 26 years old, Habitat 67 embodies the spirit of a vertical city, anticipating modern urban trends by nearly half a century. Its voids, light channels, and terraced rhythms make the building move visually, shifting character with every passing minute of sunlight. The structure has appeared in numerous sci-fi films, not through digital effects, but because its silhouette already resembles a future city imagined by humanity. Safdie once revealed that the inspiration came from childhood memories of Rocky Mountains, and Habitat 67 truly feels like such a mountain, forged not by nature, but by ambition and concrete. Standing before it, visitors sense something both familiar and strange, a fortress from the past hurled into the future. Habitat 67 is not merely a residence, but a monumental sculpture one can step inside, becoming part of a story Canada offers to the world. Harper Concert Hall stands along the shore of the North Atlantic, using wind-resistant and salt-resistant glass to withstand the strong coastal winds characteristic of the region. Completed in 2011, it quickly became an icon of Iceland's contemporary architecture, marking the beginning of the city's urban renewal after crisis. Inspired by natural basalt columns, Harper carries a crystalline geometry that recalls Iceland's volcanic landscape. Its roof structure is engineered to resist vibration from long-period wind oscillations, keeping the entire building stable even under direct exposure to the sea. From afar, it appears like a massive mineral block rising from the water's edge. Each folded and curved glass surface forms at a different angle, creating a moving skin effect as viewers shift positions. The deep facade produces the feeling of a geometric labyrinth suspended over the ocean, both sharp and surreal at the same time. Harper has become the most photographed building in Iceland, not simply for its fame, but for the sensation it evokes, a structure raw, powerful, experimental, like a crystalline embodiment of the Icelandic spirit standing against the wild coast. The Lacta Center rises to a height of 462 meters, becoming the tallest tower in Europe and a new architectural landmark of Russia since 2019. Its sharp, twisting form, inspired by the shape of a flame, gives the structure a sense of vitality, as though a force were rising from the cold expanse of the Baltic Sea. From afar, the Lacta Center appears like an icy spear piercing the sky, a surreal volume that distorts one's sense of scale. The gentle twist running along the tower's body creates the impression that it rotates slowly around its axis, an optical motion both subtle and powerful, suggesting that the structure possesses a breath of its own. The glass surface reflects the sky and sea into shifting colors, making the tower resemble a living crystal that changes with every step taken toward it. This blend of cold materials and soft geometry has led many to compare the Lacta Center to a vertical ice meteorite, beautiful, enigmatic, and otherworldly. Walking along the pathways surrounding the complex, one feels as if standing beside a structure not entirely belonging to this planet. Everything, the height, the twist, the shimmering glass, comes together to form a surreal presence, where architecture is not only seen, but makes one feel that the world still holds impossible things that truly exist. Apple Park rises like a colossal ring of light, where the circular building breathes through natural ventilation for 9 months each year, moving with the climate and cutting energy use like a living technological organism. Its water features and dense greenery create a microclimate cooler by 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit than the surrounding urban air, forming a precisely engineered oasis in California. Apple Park was completed in the year 2017, becoming one of the most expensive technology campuses ever built, shaped from ambition and more than $5 billion. Its main structure stretches nearly 1 mile in circumference, forged from the largest curved glass panels ever produced. On the roof, a sea of solar panels generates enough power for 4,000 families, turning the structure into a self-sustaining light engine. At night, interior illumination glows through the glass, forming a celestial ring on the ground, while wind sweeps the leaves into circular motion, creating a ribbon of sound moving along the architecture's curve. Standing near this form, one feels confronted with an object without beginning or end. Apple Park is not merely a headquarters, it is a living declaration of the philosophy of simplicity, continuity, and optimization, where the future is distilled into a single perfect circle. Eden Project rises from a former clay pit nearly 197 feet deep, a place so barren that standing at its edge in the past would make it impossible to imagine the life blooming here today. Inside the massive domes that now cover about 5.44 acres, light pierces through ETFE membranes only 0.0079 inches thick, making you feel as if you've stepped into a vast simulation. Walking along slopes shaped by the land's mining past, every step takes you farther from the dry, desolate ground it once was. In the rainforest biome, humidity wraps around your skin instantly, and a waterfall roughly 49 feet tall crashes down with a deep echo, fooling you into thinking you've wandered into a real tropical canyon. Few know that this bold idea was born from a simple conversation in a pub. Today, the project supports tens of thousands of jobs and has appeared in films thanks to its surreal, almost otherworldly scenery. And when you leave Eden Project, you finally understand why it's called a living laboratory of Earth. Every corner reminds you that even worlds once considered beyond saving can return to life if someone dares to begin. The Shanghai maglev does not run on traditional rails. It glides along an invisible corridor where motion is freed from friction and time is compressed into just a few minutes. The line linking Pudong Airport with central Shanghai is not long, but it carries the ambition of a nation determined to turn speed into an infrastructure standard. Train reaches a commercial speed of over 267 miles per hour, transforming a journey that once took nearly an hour into an experience so brief it feels unreal. Acceleration is perfectly smooth, with no vibration and no metallic noise. The city of Shanghai appears through the window as a continuous band of motion, where space stretches and then instantly collapses. Union Canal is the straightest and calmest canal in Scotland, a structure where the silence of the water conceals an entire era of intense industrial activity. Stretching over 31 miles, the canal connects Edinburgh with the central inland region and once served as a vital transportation artery in the 19th century, when road travel was slow and costly. Completed in 1822, Union Canal was designed without any lock systems, maintaining an almost perfectly level water surface along its entire length. This allowed boats carrying coal, stone, and heavy goods to move continuously, turning the canal into a quiet yet efficient economic corridor. Stone bridges, tunnels, and embankments along the route reflect the refined engineering skills of the pre-mechanized era. For many decades, Union Canal fell into neglect as railways and automobiles rose to prominence. Waters once filled with activity became still, reflecting abandoned warehouses and moss-covered stone banks. Yet it was precisely this stillness that helped preserve the canal in nearly original condition. Today, Union Canal has been revived as a cultural and ecological space where tourist boats, kayakers, and pedestrians share the ancient waterway. It stands as a reminder that infrastructure is not only about speed, but also about preserving the memory of an entire industrial civilization. The Forth and Clyde Canal is a historic waterway linking Scotland's east and west coasts, where the waters of the Atlantic Ocean and the North Sea were first connected through human hands. Stretching over 34.8 miles, the canal significantly shortened maritime journeys around the hazardous northern headlands, turning Scotland into a strategic transit point of pre-industrial Europe. Completed in the late 18th century, the canal was built with dozens of stone locks and aqueducts, allowing vessels to cross the rugged terrain of central Scotland. Coal, grain, and industrial materials flowed continuously along the channel, sustaining rapidly growing cities during the Industrial Revolution. Each lock represented a hydraulic challenge solved through experience, stone, and human labor. With the rise of railways and highways, the Forth and Clyde Canal declined, and many sections were filled in or abandoned. Yet the water never disappeared. It waited for a moment to be reawakened by modern engineering thought, where heritage would be seen as an asset rather than a burden. The creation of the Falkirk Wheel reconnected the Forth and Clyde Canal with the Union Canal, completing a continuous inland water corridor across Scotland. Today, the canal carries not only boats but memories, identity, and the enduring spirit of a people who have lived with water for centuries. Ithra sits in Dhahran, a desert region by the Persian Gulf, where arid climate and ancient basaltized ground create major challenges for any structure. On land tied to Saudi Arabia's first commercial oil well, this cultural center marks the shift from the oil era to the age of knowledge, standing as a symbol of transition between two epochs. The complex spans between 80,000 and 100,000 square meters and was completed in 2018 by Saudi Aramco, carrying strong, modern and symbolic value. The Knowledge Tower, rising roughly 110 meters, stands out against Dhahran's skyline as a marker of the nation's new vision. Reflective steel surfaces and soft curves make Ithra appear like an extraterrestrial geological form emerging from the desert. Surrounding volumes such as the library, theater, and Grand Hall form an asymmetric yet harmonious network, evoking natural landforms arranged with intent. Visitors experience art, creative learning, and the meaning of its proximity to Prosperity Well, where the industrial past meets a knowledge-driven future. Ithra becomes proof of the nation's powerful transformation, creating a surreal presence in the vast desert. The Grand Mosque of Mecca, Masjid al-Haram, is the holiest mosque in Islam, the place toward which believers around the world turn during every prayer. Located in the city of Mecca, the complex surrounds the Kaaba, the sacred cubic structure regarded as the spiritual center of more than 1 billion Muslims. No other site on earth carries such profound and unifying religious significance. Over more than a millennium, Masjid al-Haram has been continuously expanded to accommodate the ever-growing flow of pilgrims. Modern projects have transformed the mosque into one of the largest religious architectural complexes on the planet, with the capacity to host millions of people at the same time. Marble-paved courtyards, retractable canopies, and multi-level corridors are designed to ensure safe movement during the Tawaf ritual. The mosque is equipped with a massive air conditioning system that cools surface areas under the harsh desert climate. Thousands of cameras, sensors, and coordination centers operate continuously to manage security and crowd flow during Hajj season, where even a minor error can lead to disaster. Standing amid the vast sea of people circling the Kaaba in solemn silence, Masjid al-Haram appears not merely as an architectural structure, but as the spiritual heartbeat of an entire civilization, where faith, discipline, and humility converge.